ladies and gentlemen. Yes! Pamela Lucas here, the House of Pamela Renee. And thank you for having your lunch with us today. Tuning in for Fashion Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a guest designer in the house.
Christian Micheals here.
All right.
Happy Friday.
Yes, okay. Fashion Designers for Life group members. We have company in the house today.
That's right.
So make sure you please go ahead and if you have questions, comments, go ahead and put them down here in the chat box so I can see them. Hopefully I can get to them during the segment. If not, you know, I'm always going to answer your questions a little later.
We'll try and answer everything we can.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Now, you know, StreamYard, they say they want permission to use your name. Otherwise, when it comes up, it'll just say Facebook user. Okay, yes, I see Monique. All right, that's my daughter.
Wonderful.
She's actually my coach. Yeah, there's a few times she can tell me what to do as she helped me grow my business.
She's helping mom figure this whole thing out.
That's it. That's right. All right, and then we got hello there in South Africa. Okay, all right, this is wonderful. All right, so.
Let's dive into it.
Yes, we're gonna dive right in. Now, you know, we were talking about garment style parts. And so as we relate that to what Christian Michael does. So introduce yourself to the people. Let them know a little bit about you.
Everybody, my name is Christian. I run the Christian Michael design label. I've been designing in Kansas City for probably 12 years now. I started in menswear, started doing women's wear collections in 2018. It's evolved into pretty much everything under the sun. I'm a self-taught fashion designer. Shown everywhere across the Midwest, from Des Moines to Arkansas to Houston to Minneapolis to Kansas City to St. Louis. We've been in the game a minute.
That's it, absolutely. And he's a very, okay, guys, he's a very nice person. It's not like he's one of those, yes, he's not like that.
We try to be nice.
Yeah, we try
to be humble.
That's exactly right. It's good to share love and consideration and joy and knowledge and all those type things.
All those type things.
Yes. So I met you when I first did Kansas City Fashion Week.
Okay.
I think you walked in and you saw the big blue dress or something.
Yes.
Who was this?
Yep, that's exactly right. I remember because we weren't even backstage. We were in the foyer or in the front part of Union Station.
Exactly.
And I absolutely had to introduce myself. I wanted to meet that woman. And then I'm so ingrained in you because the first time I saw your collection, and everyone who's seen your collection knows the song.
Oh gosh.
House of Pamela Renee, y'all, babe. It's stuck in my head from the very beginning. And I know other designers say the same thing. They're like, that song, it just resonates with you. So.
Well, it was a marketing tool.
That's right, it was.
And when I thought that up, I just had some words. I had a little jingle, and I spoke to somebody about it, and they said, yes, they can help me do
that. Make your own song. Exactly. I mean, it was one of the coolest things. I was like, she has her own theme music. I want to be her.
I'm trying. So I'll start playing that for you guys.
There you go.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to share the screen.
Yeah, let's do it. We can do it. It's okay.
Yeah. So I have some help here.
It's okay.
Okay. And then we're going to look at his line, and all those type of things, and then we'll go from there.
Cool.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. We're going to share the screen right now, and he's very good at technology, so he'll make sure that I got it together here.
There it is.
All right. And so then we'll go up to the top. Look at that.
Oh.
This is our lesson plan for today, because you know I'm all about the education. There he is.
She's in teacher mode.
Yes, that's the same thing my daughter says sometimes.
She's in teacher mode.
So, all right, then there. Okay, Chris, that's that. Okay, tell us about that.
You know, so I'm big on branding, and every designer really should do this. Branding sets your label apart, designates who you are, gives a strong image from the beginning, and really solidifies who you're all about. I knew when I first started my label that branding was a big deal, and I wanted to come up with a logo that represented the label, who I was, the image I was trying to project. I knew I wanted a coat of arms because I do a lot of military style designing. I wanted something a little bit old world with a modern flair. So I sat down with the idea of a traditional like English or British coat of arms, drew and sketched a couple of ideas out, sent it over to a graphic designer, and ended up landing on that. And have run with it since the beginning. The logo is strong. It's exactly what I want. It's recognizable. People see it on a regular basis. I put it everywhere.
Yeah, and I like this. You know, and the thing I like about this as well is, okay, it's a label, and you can embroider that on.
You can embroider. And I've done that in so many things. You know, put it in large scale on the back of jackets and bomber jackets. I've done embroidery. You can put it, I've done repeat patterns on stretch pants and like yoga pants and tights and things along those lines. So I love the logo.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, designers, you see, okay, then, all right, so we won't, okay.
We don't need to read through all that.
Okay, because he doesn't want people to, all right. There was one part in here. The Christian Micheals design label has quickly become one of the most recognized and respected design labels in Kansas City and across the Midwest.
We've been doing it a long time. Like I said, I've shown pretty much the runway corridor across the Midwest from Minneapolis to Houston, and I've been really lucky to have a strong following, a good customer base and patrons, and again, branding really sets yourself apart.
There we go. All right, there we go. All right, so if you do have questions, go ahead and put them in the chat box. We're not gonna, a lot of times, guys, I like to flip through and look, but we want to go ahead because we know you're on your lunchtime, but we want to go ahead and let Christian just take it away.
So this was my first women's wear collection. Like I said, I started in menswear, doing my first collection in 2011. I'd always been really animate that I was a menswear designer. That's what I love. That's what my passion and excitement was about. But the more I started producing, the more I started to show, all of my friends and girlfriends were like, please make girls clothes. And I kind of fought and resisted it for a little while, but really got excited about the idea of expanding and pushing myself as a designer and coming up with something new. So I did my first women's wear collection in 2017. Not only did I did a full 12-look menswear collection, and on the exact same night debuted and showed my first 12-look women's wear collection.
Oh, you were busy. Was that year that I saw you, 2017?
Yes, ma'am. Yep, I did 2 collections that same year and showed them both nights on the same night. So, like any designer, you start the process, and I start, like a lot of designers, with a general concept sketch and an idea. So I will sketch out what I'm thinking. I've got a strong aesthetic. I like hard lines. I've got a strong military aesthetic. I do a lot of tailoring, things along those lines. So the first one you're seeing here, that's what I would call my vampire collar trench coat. It's just a pleated skirt base that comes right up under your bust line, a stand-up collar with some military piping and stuff. I work in a signature fabric, which is a pre-quilted fabric, something along those lines. So I started sketching that out, and you can see, so we're talking about this first look here, and where does that transition into the runway look? Let's just go find the runway look of that. Boom, boom, boom. So there's that. If you remember that first sketch, there it is.
There it is.
So I made a design change and took the pleating out of the bottom and did it color blocked, but you can see the vampire color. You can see the quilted fabric. You can see the lines.
You see that.
It's all right in there. So loved it, loved it, loved it.
All right. Okay.
Let's go back up. So let's go to that next look. We had on there, here, let's do this one. Boom. Jumpsuit or overalls. Quilted fabric, again, I love color blocking. I'm big on strong lines. So, and you can see that there's a belled cuff on this one. So this is the initial design concept. The runway look is very similar. You've got overalls, the color blocking, but you're seeing a tapered pant leg as opposed to a bell pant leg. And that's just a final decision, last minute design edit, so
absolutely.
Concepts are one thing and runway can be completely different.
Absolutely, but at least you have a base. He has a base to start out with.
Absolutely.
He has his ideas, sketch them out, and then he goes from there. Sometimes for me, when I see the model, and then I might want to change something.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. It can be, and like I said, you sketch these things out and then the design changes. We did all black on these with some gold accents, and I was big on space buns for her hair. When you come down and you see the look, very similar, black and white now though. Tailored pants, kind of a motorcycle with pleated knees, an oversized jacket, and then space buns on her head.
Okay, pause 1 second.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can see how the audience is interested. You see, look at them looking.
Yeah.
A lot of times when I look at different runway shows, or if I'm going to choose my pictures, if I choose a photo, I want a photo where everybody's looking. I don't want a photo where people are not engaged.
Absolutely. You want them all to have their phones up. You want them all to be looking at your work. You want them all to not be distracted. That truly lets them know that they're interested. See, they're not as engaged in this photo.
Yeah, well, but look at that.
Look at that look. Oh, she's so cute.
So tell me about that signature fabric.
Yes. So again, I'm big on branding. Came up with the Creston idea. I believe, especially as a designer, if you're going to create clothing for people that will then place orders for you, you need to be able to. It's great to make a design, but if you're never able to get that fabric again, then you're only ever going to make that design once.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
So you got to know that if you're designing something, you want a sustainable fabric that you can continually get, or else you're only going to sell one of those garments ever. So
that's right. So and that brings us to when you're looking for fabric, you get sample. You get a sample of that,
Absolutely.
but you need to be able to go back and get for production.
Absolutely.
Right, because otherwise, when you sell it, what are you gonna say? Oh, I used to have that fabric, but I don't have it anymore.
I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, that's not acceptable.
And if you can never get it again, you'll never ever sell that garment design again, because sure, you might design that one look, but then it's a runway look and it's that single size. You'll never have a size run. You'll never be able to reproduce it. If someone comes to you and says, I want this design, and then you're not able to deliver, they're gone.
That's right. That's right. And you need to know the process.
Absolutely.
So which means, okay, there's the sketch, there's the sample garment. Now you got to get ready to go to production. So that means, you want to be able to have a good pattern.
Yep.
You got to be able to grade the pattern. You need a spec sheet, who's going to sew it up, all those type of things. And in our group, the Fashion Designers for Life group, we're going to talk more about that. We got some more free teaching sessions coming up, and maybe we can have you as a guest.
Maybe we can. I just brought on, I'm working with a new manufacturer. We had to submit a very detailed tech pack. You cannot leave things to question. You have to call out every nuance and every single detail, because even though you know it and you think that they might know it,
that's right.
You have to call everything out.
Everything.
Stitching, finishing, buttonholing, design elements, all of it. It's got to be done. You got to call it out.
Yes, exactly. And you have your spec sheet, you have your cut as much, you have everything. You have to have every single solitary thing. When I was in New York and I worked in the industry, and I had to go to different factories, everything from the marker to the grading, to the marker,
absolutely.
Laying
Seam
out the
allowances, construction techniques.
That's right.
All of it. Absolutely.
Exactly. So designers who think you don't need to know how to sew, you need to. Even if you don't sew well, let me look.
Understanding the garment construction process.
Yes.
Is a basic necessity for every single designer. Even if you don't sew well, even if you're not a highly tuned tailor that can do super finishing skills, you have to know the process of garment construction so that you can then follow along with the manufacturer, with whoever's producing your looks for you, and understand the process.
Exactly. And not only that, because everything comes down to money. So suppose you're designing something and you have to cut costs. Where are you going to cut your costs? Maybe instead of doing a certain seam allowance, maybe you do something else. Maybe there's something different that you can do in your pattern where you don't jeopardize the styling, but and then that way you say, maybe instead of this skirt being really, 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 really wide, you just narrow it just a little bit so it can fit in the size of the width of the fabric. There's so many different things that you have to know about. So you guys stay tuned for Fashion Designers for Life, because we are Fashion Designers for Life, because we talk about a lot of those things, and we have stuff in there already that you can come and look. So make sure you join us, and hopefully we get you to come join, with us.
We can come back.
Yeah, absolutely. We love it. Okay, so continue on.
Okay, so more looks, more sketches and things along those lines. Again, we're just starting the process. We're drawing things out to see what we've got and what we look. This was another one, a little tuxedo shirt with flared cuff at the bottom, more color blocking to put a strong line between the two. And you can see that design transition directly to the runway. I knew it was in here. Boom, right there. Tuxedo shirt, strong line. Again, doing some color blocking at the base. A little bit of modification and change, but the image is very similar to the initial sketch design.
Oh, do I see it?
You did.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
because I messengered you at one point in time and you screenshotted it and saved it on there. It's all right. It looks good. It looks
a photo bomb. Go ahead. Continue.
So it's all old runway stuff. I mean, all of these are old runway looks, but you can see the process, the design process. You start with a sketch. You go fabric shopping and find what you're looking for. You start bringing in your models for individual fittings and seeing the look that you want the best. Boom, there's 2 in 1. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. So
right, let's see if we can get you. All right.
There it is.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
That was a great collection. That was my first women's wear collection at Kansas City Fashion Week. One of the first years that they were at the Power and Light building as opposed to Union Station. Great event. And like I said, I showed a full menswear collection that night as well. So
okay. All right. So we're going to stop.
All right. Back to there they are.
Woo, okay. Very interesting. Okay. Hi, Kay. See Pam Newton. All right, Pam Newton. She's a wonderful model. Wonderful model. Okay. That's Monique. Agreed. Branding is so important because she's helping you.
That's the truth. Well, she knows.
Taught myself, but I'm still doubting myself, and I am hiding in my home. Okay, so we got to get you out. So make sure
it's coming soon. Don't worry.
That's it. That's it. Absolutely. Oh, that's my daughter. Woo-hoo. Facebook, South Africa. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So now we want to actually see one of Christian's collections.
Yes, that's right. So we've got a lot going on this year. And we're going to talk about all of this stuff.
Okay.
But I shot with a new group this last weekend what were a virtual fashion show.
Okay.
Because like everybody, we're in a brave new world. The fashion industry, like every other industry, has changed. You know, no one did live runway shows this last year. And that's a big part of our business as designers. You know, me producing a runway collection, putting it on the runway, and then the orders that come after those design examples are a big part of my annual business. Runway is a huge part of that. And without showing on the runway, it's been a big hit for designers this year.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
We had to, like everybody else, get creative on how we can do this. And the virtual show has been a big part of the fashion world in this past year. Now, it's not the same. It's just not the same as a live fashion show. Nothing will replace the energy and the experience of a live fashion show. But virtual shows are an opportunity for us as designers to still get our work out to all of those people. And I was lucky that I had two videographers come to me and say, Christian, we're bored. We want a project. We need to do something. What can we do? And I immediately thought to myself, you know, how can I, because you know me, I've been doing this a long time, but I take a lot of pride in the idea that I, with my platform and my design label, need to be a mentor to the next generation of designers, especially young designers here in Kansas City.
Absolutely, we have to pass the baton.
Absolutely,
and that's a good point.
If I can help my other colleague designers in what they're doing to help expand their business, then I'm doing the same thing for myself. So we came up with a virtual show idea. I picked 9 other local designers to be involved. We did 2 days of shooting, 10 hours each day, 5 designers each day with 10 models each. We shot 100 looks over 2 days.
Wow.
We're taking the entire video into post-production. We're going to release it on our personal YouTube channels for free. And then we're producing an hour-long live television live television premiere that is going to go on Kansas City Public Television. Yeah, we're super excited about it.
You know, the good thing that I like about this is that Christian he's helping other designers. You know, even though we're competitors in some sort of way, we are friendly. We need each other.
Sure.
We help each other grow, and that's a good thing.
We're competitors in the sense that we're designers who make fashion. But my customer is very different than your customer.
That's right.
You know, you're designing for a different woman, for a different man than necessarily I am. So we're not in direct competition.
Right. So you have to know your customer.
Absolutely.
Absolutely know who's buying your stuff.
For sure.
Who you're appealing to, and is there definitely a need for what you're doing?
Absolutely.
Because you want to design stuff that sell, not just sit in your closet.
That's right. Because at the end of the day, are you in the hobby of fashion or are you in the business of fashion?
There we go.
I'm in the business of selling clothes.
There we go.
So
when somebody says, why are you designing? Because I'm a designer because I love being a designer. And then I want to make a living at it. I want to make some money.
Absolutely.
You know, why do it?
Let's watch the workshop show.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and go with the show. And so we're going to go back. Go here, go there, and then hit share, and then go here. And
press play in the middle. Here you go, you guys. This is that's so good.
Wow, that is beautiful.
That skirt is detachable from that coat as well. And then that capelet there comes off as well.
And this is the signature fabric.
Signature fabric, quilted Christian Michael, hard lines, structure, little military aesthetic.
Right. Love it. Yep. And look at your logo on the mask.
Every single one of these models have logoed masks. Again, branding is big.
Look at that. Yes, it is.
Beautiful stuff. Vinyl rain dress.
Yes.
So cute. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
I know. It was really fun. We had a great weekend shooting this show.
Your videographer is hot.
Yeah, they are. I'm very, I'm surrounded by some of the most talented people I've ever met in my entire life. And the fact that they're excited about working with me makes me more motivated.
Oh, gosh. That's very humbling.
Yeah, very much so. Look how great that looks, though.
Yes, indeed.
So, and again, we shot this and I didn't charge designers to be involved. We're not trying to make money off of them. We're trying to pick everybody up in the local design community. It's been a tough year for everyone, and we really want to, I'm big on trying to help my colleagues. So I was really excited. I can't wait for all of you guys to see that. There's going to be a lot of information. If you follow me online, if you follow Pamela online, you'll see some information coming out soon about the Unattended show. We're going to release it on YouTube and Kansas City Public Television for free.
Look at that. Look at that. That's just very inspiring right there. And as we learn, and we all are lifetime learners. Nobody knows everything. So we all are lifetime learners. So as we see other people's designs, we get inspired and we get to do things in our lives.
Absolutely. One of my biggest motivating factors is being surrounded by the colleagues I'm surrounded by, because your designs push me. My live-in roommate, who's another designer, Rexwell, his designs push me. We feed off of each other. The creative atmosphere, it was, I posted this after we shot the show this weekend. I missed so much the high of Runway, because surrounding yourself with like-minded creatives, whether it's a designer or a model or a videographer or whoever it may be, it just, you feed off of each other, and it breeds art across all of us. That's one of the greatest feelings.
That's very, being an entrepreneur is hard, especially sometimes, let's say you're in your studio and you're alone. It's just you. And you need some inspiration,
motivation,
some motivation,
absolutely.
Right? You something that keeps you going, keeps you focused, that type of thing, and keeps you creating. Because sometimes you get by yourself, you kind of fall off, and you don't want that. So it's always good to have somebody around, or be able to talk to somebody, have a little partner here, there, and there, and all that. Just for the talking.
Mutual feed. You're feeding each other. Absolutely.
That's it. It's a wonderful thing. Yes. Okay. So. And not only that, so any takeaways before we talk about that hope, faith?
Yeah.
And if you were talking to the young people, designers, so on and so forth.
So my take, here's this. I am a self-taught designer. I bought a sewing machine 15 years ago and sat down and taught myself how to sew. Read some books, watched a lot of YouTube, did a lot of trial and error, a lot of cussing at myself, making mistakes, but that's how you learn. The biggest takeaway I would give to anybody, especially if you're excited and interested in the fashion industry, is, it sounds cliche, but gosh, you can do it. You can teach yourself anything. If you're driven and motivated, then you can accomplish anything under the sun. I literally never took a single sewing class, bought a sewing machine and sat down and taught myself to sew. And now I'm producing 15, 20, 25 book Runway collections and have been for the past 10 years.
Wow.
So it's literally a matter of personal drive. I believe in you. She believes in you. We believe in you. You can do it.
You can do it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And being self-taught is a good thing for me. I went to Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City, and I loved it, and I learned a lot, because when I was here in Kansas City, this was some years ago.
Just a couple.
Yeah, that's right.
Just a couple.
We're not going to add any.
Yeah,
thank you. And so then when I went to New York, I thought I knew everything.
Sure.
I was like, I'm going to just go ahead and go up there, but I already know what I'm doing. And then I said, oh. So the thing is, I didn't know what I didn't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then as I started talking, as I went to school, and not only that, is when you start talking to other people.
For sure.
And so either you go to school, regular school, or you go to school of hard knocks.
Yep, it's one or the other. Absolutely one or the other. I mean, I tell people all the time, I went to the school of YouTube. The University of YouTube. Yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
And so good thing that when I was going to school, but anyway,
it wasn't
around. Okay, so now for me, what I do, pattern making is my strong point.
Yep.
So if anybody needs pattern making, we're going to be coming out with our new video subscription.
That's exciting.
So, yes. Yeah. And so it'll show you everything. You can go in and get new videos every single month.
Yep.
You can go in anytime you want to, and I'll be available to talk to you as well. So that's going to be coming up February 22nd. We're going to launch that one.
It's an amazing resource for them, especially young designers or people getting into that's huge.
Right. Exactly. And then so if you're not going to a regular school and you want to learn,
she's your girl. I'm here,
and just like I always say, I believe we all are lifetime learners.
Absolutely.
And it's always good. You always want to keep your brain moving, learning. Don't just sit still. Please don't be a couch potato.
If you're a true artist and you're not pushing yourself to take on something new, learn something new and try something new, then you're just not doing it right. You're just not doing it right. So.
Yes. Okay, so now he has a new project. You know, we all want to be able to, not only as we grow in our business,
yep.
grow in what we like,
yep.
grow in our skills and techniques. There's also people.
Yeah.
You know, because love makes the world go round.
Amen.
And people are in the world. So we want to. So tell us about Hope Faith.
Sure. So I'm a big believer in my community. I'm Kansas City born and raised. I've lived here all of my life, and I am an advocate for being active and being a part of that community. So I have been volunteering at Hope Faith for the past year and a half, every single week.
And what is Hope Faith?
So Hope Faith is Kansas City's largest homeless assistance campus. It's located downtown off of Virginia and Independence Avenue. They serve 2 warm meals every single day to anywhere from 65 to 100 folks that are facing homelessness. They provide social services. They provide mailboxes. They provide health and hygiene. There are a million programs going down there, and I'm a big believer in helping those that need the most help in the city. I've got some personal friends, and I have others in my life that have experienced the homelessness, and in all honesty, we can all be one paycheck away from being homeless.
Exactly.
You said that the other day, and it really resonated with me, and that's the absolute truth. So
yeah, because when we were talking, he was telling me about it, and I said, "Oh, this is a wonderful thing," and that's what I'm saying, because it's true that a lot of us are one paycheck away from being homeless. And being homeless is not, people say, oh, they were doing bad things in their life. That doesn't happen. Look at COVID.
Yeah.
Look at people now.
Absolutely.
Who may be, so this is really a good cause. But go ahead, continue.
So Hope Faith has a bunch of new programs in 2021, including Hope Grows, which is a new urban garden to grow and supply food. They've got a new Hope Cups, which is a urban barber studio to provide those homeless guests an opportunity to keep themselves groomed. And the newest program that they brought me on is called Hope Makes. Okay. Hope Makes is a new urban maker studio on campus down at Hope Faith. So we've got a space, and we're renovating what we're calling an urban maker studio that we're going to bring in sewing machines and sergers, screen printing equipment. We want to provide the guests at Hope Faith therapy value in doing art. Think about that for a moment. Those folks that are facing homelessness, their biggest concern on a daily basis is maybe, where am I sleeping tonight? Where's my next meal coming from? The stress on that thought process, when that is your predominant thought on a daily basis, is unbelievable. And if we can provide our guests that are facing homelessness an outlet to create, to make art, to think about something other than where am I getting my next meal or where am I sleeping that day. There's real power in that therapy through art. And that Urban Maker Studio is going to provide these folks with an outlet to channel that, with an outlet to experience something more than their just daily fight. And then at the same time, we're going to take it into a vocational program.
Very good. Vocational, hands-on.
I'm hoping we can identify a few of our guests that are very interested in the program, put them through some type of small training program to provide them with the vocational skills necessary that can hopefully get them some employment, get them off of the street, and really strongly combat homelessness in Kansas City. We're trying to make active, in-house, in community, real change in people's lives. And when Hope Faith came to me with the idea of the Urban Maker Studio, they wanted me as the ambassador to help build this program. I was on board 100%. I cannot be more excited about the work I'm doing down there, because I'm fashion and philanthropy. That's who I am. That's what I want to be. I want my daily work to have meaning and substance, especially in my community, while at the same time providing me the opportunity through art and fashion to explore and be creative.
Look at that. That's absolutely wonderful. So anything that Council Pamela Renee can do, we talked about this before.
We did. We talked about this. Yeah,
So,
absolutely. I appreciate that greatly. We've got a lot of new initiatives coming out, from financial donations to live events. we're, it's a not-for-profit organization, so we've got to fund all of this that we're talking about too. But the support, I'm lucky, we are lucky. We've got great networks. Kansas City's an amazing community. I know we're going to get what we need and do what we need. So I'm excited about it.
Yes. Okay, so am I.
Yeah, thank you, Pamela.
You're welcome, and thank you for coming on.
What a wonderful day. I'm so glad I did it. Yeah.
And it was something that I saw on Facebook, and I said, it was about Hope Faith.
About Hope Faith, that's right. About Hope Faith. And then we started conversing, and you said, you need to come on. And I've been doing this. I was just on Darren Story's radio program and podcast. So I'm trying to do as much as we can to promote this and things, but you know me at the same time. And we friends.
Okay, that one thing I was going to tell you about. A long time ago, we're talking about when we met.
Yep.
Okay, but did you do a fashion show at Kaplan's?
Yes.
On the plaza.
On the plaza.
Long time ago.
God, Kaplan's. Oh, I miss that fabric.
Yeah. So it just so happened that I had my students there.
Yes. Okay.
And they did the show because we were in the window.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
And so as I was, okay, now this is years later.
Oh yeah.
Because we never really met or talked.
We had.
Then.
Yeah.
And then years later, I was looking through some old paperwork and I saw brochure.
Yep.
And I saw your crest and your name.
Yep.
And that brochure. I said, whoa, Christian Michael did that show way back then.
Oh man, that's been eons and light years ago. It seems like.
Well, that's probably in the beginning.
That is probably very much so. Very much so in the beginning.
Yes. That was a long time ago. All right, guys. I hope you learned a lot for Fashion Fridays. Thank you. We'll be on again next Friday, every Friday at noon.
Yep.
And we're going to start doing some free trainings, pattern making, a little bit of grading. And if you have some ideas of what you want to do, then you can go ahead and kind of let me know. And if you need more information about the Hope Center, what's your website?
So Hope Faith their website is www.hopefaith.org. You can also Google it, just Google Hope Faith Ministries, it comes right up. There is on their main page a program listing for Hope Makes. And that's the program I'm running, the Urban Makers Studio.
Can you write that
right in here?
Okay, hold on a second.
There it is. www.hope.org. Their website's right there. You guys can see it all. There's a donate button there for anybody who's interested. And then at the same time, I'm about to open up our new Facebook page and Facebook donations as well. Okay. We're hoping to
put your website.
Yeah, we're hoping to have the Maker Studio up and running by the beginning of this summer, maybe the middle of the summer. And I'm excited to share it with everyone.
So he's putting his website. So the information we have there is for Hope Faith, for those who are interested in that, which is really a good cause. And then he's also putting his website there too.
That's right.
And then you can always look him up on Facebook.
And then we've got one more website we're going to share too, because we got a big show in May, the Runway Review Show.
Okay. That's the one I have tickets to.
Yes, ma'am. That's the one you have tickets to.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay.
That's right. KC.com. Boom. There's all the info, guys.
Yes, indeed.
What a great day. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, guys. So thank you. And so, as we always say, now.
Very fashion. Yeah.
Ready? So, you ready, guys? So thank you. The House of Pamela Renee, where
fashion meets education. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
guys.
All right. We're going to end the broadcast.